Most people think being rich means looking rich. Fancy clothes, flashy cars, lavish vacations. But the quietly wealthy know something different. Real wealth isn't loud. It's not about showing off. It's about showing up. Day after day, with the same steady, deliberate habits that build wealth silently in the background. You'd never guess it by looking at them. But these people are stacking 6, even 7 figures without anyone noticing. In this video, we're breaking down the 7 daily habits of people who look broke, but are quietly getting rich. And by the end, you'll see why stealth wealth isn't just smart, it's powerful. Habit number 1, they treat every dollar like an employee. Quietly wealthy people don't just spend money, they assign it. To them, every dollar has a role, a job, a purpose. Whether it's reducing debt, stacking investments, padding their emergency fund, or simply sitting in a high-yield savings account waiting for its next order, nothing is wasted. Nothing is idle. They ask themselves constantly, is this dollar working for me or just drifting away? Most people get paid, then watch their money disappear. A coffee here, a late-night scroll purchase there, a streaming service they forgot to cancel, again. It's silent, invisible erosion, and before they know it, they're back at zero. But the quietly rich, they move differently. They don't let money just hang out like a bored intern. They treat every dollar like a trained employee. It has to perform. Some are sent to grow quietly in index funds. Others go to cover needs, not wants. A few might be held in cash, but even that cash is resting, not relaxing. They don't micromanage their money, they systemize it. With automation, with clarity, with intention. This is how they build wealth that compounds quietly in the background, while the rest of the world wonders where their paycheck went. Habit number 2, they upgrade their skills before their lifestyle. The quietly wealthy know something most people don't. A raise doesn't mean a lifestyle upgrade, it means a skills upgrade. Before they buy the fancy car, the luxury apartment, or the designer anything, they invest in becoming more valuable. They treat every pay increase as fuel for future freedom, not as permission to spend more. While others chase status with things that depreciate, they double down on the habits that appreciate. Books, courses, mentorships, even better sleep, sharper thinking, deeper focus. Because here's the truth, if your skills keep growing, your income eventually has to follow. But if your lifestyle grows faster than your skill set, you'll stay stuck, just with nicer things and bigger bills. The quietly wealthy avoid this trap. They live below their means, so they can rise above their circumstances. And that discipline, that's what creates the margin they need to invest, save, and build quietly, while everyone else is busy trying to look rich. Habit number 3, they make money decisions without emotion. The quietly wealthy have a calm relationship with money. They don't panic when the market drops. They don't impulse buy when they've had a bad day. And they definitely don't make life-changing decisions just to impress someone else. Why? Because they've trained themselves to separate emotion from action. While others are driven by anxiety, guilt, or FOMO, they pause, they reflect, and then they move forward with clarity. It's not that they don't feel emotion, of course they do, but they've built a habit of not letting feelings steer the financial wheel. For example, if an investment drops in value, they don't instantly pull out. They check their plan, they check the data, then they stay the course or adjust without the drama. That kind of steady thinking, it's rare and powerful, because money multiplies fastest in a mind that's clear, calm, and focused long-term. This emotional discipline doesn't just protect their wealth, it builds it. Habit number 4, they let time do the heavy lifting. Quietly wealthy people aren't in a rush to get rich. They understand that real wealth isn't about hacks or overnight wins. It's about letting time and consistency quietly compound behind the scenes. They invest early, often, and without fuss. No need to chase the hottest stock or time the market perfectly. They just keep planting seeds. Over the years, those small, boring contributions, they quietly snowball into something massive. This is the magic of the quietly wealthy. They respect the boring parts of wealth, the slow growth, the patience, the long-term view, because they know that's where the real transformation happens. While others are trying to double their money in a week, they're calmly building a fortune in the background, one slow, intentional choice at a time. They trust the process, and the process rewards them. Habit number 5, they make money, quiet, and life loud. To the quietly wealthy, money isn't for flexing, it's for freedom. They don't spend their days broadcasting their net worth or chasing clout. They spend it doing the things they actually care about: time with family, deep work, slow mornings, spontaneous adventures. You won't see them flaunting designer brands or luxury toys. But you will notice their schedule is wide open, their stress is low, and they seem to make decisions on their own terms. That's because they've designed a life where money isn't the center of attention. It quietly works in the background, giving them room to live richly without needing to look rich. To them, wealth isn't about loud cars or louder opinions. It's about quietly owning your time, your choices, your peace. In a world obsessed with appearances, they've chosen something far more powerful: substance. Habit number 6. They learn from wealth, not just about it. Most people read about money the way they read about diets, in quick hacks, hot takes, and surface-level headlines. But the quietly wealthy take a different approach. They treat money like a language, something you study, practice, and refine. They don't just want to know what the wealthy do. They want to understand why they do it. They read biographies of self-made millionaires, listen to investors talk about mistakes, and study how wealth behaves over decades, not just days. They're not swayed by the latest YouTube guru or trending crypto coin. Instead, they think in decades, patterns, and probabilities. They look at wealth not as a destination, but as a system, a mindset, a rhythm, a philosophy. And while everyone else chases shortcuts, they're quietly building a financial operating system that gets smarter, sharper, and more resilient over time. Habit number 7. They prioritize time over flexing. For the quietly wealthy, real status isn't about showing off. It's about having control over your time. They don't need to prove anything with luxury brands or Instagram-worthy vacations. Their wealth shows up in the freedom to say no. No to draining work, no to toxic people, no to schedules that feel like a treadmill. While others buy liabilities to impress strangers, the quietly wealthy are buying back hours. They invest in things that give them leverage, automated income, compounding investments, and habits that stack over time. And here's the twist: they don't flaunt it. They don't need to. Because the ultimate power move isn't spending money, it's being untouchable with your time. Wealth that whispers lasts longer. In a world obsessed with loud success, sports cars, designer logos, and viral flexes, the quietly wealthy play a different game. They move in silence. They let their bank accounts grow while their lifestyle stays grounded. And most importantly, they trade noise for peace and appearances for freedom. These habits aren't about shortcuts or overnight riches. They're about playing the long game, building something unshakable beneath the surface. So if you saw yourself in any of these, even just one, you're further along than you think. Because true wealth doesn't announce itself. It shows up in the choices you make when no one's watching. And if you keep stacking those choices, day by day, habit by habit, one day you'll wake up and realize you've quietly built a life most people only dream of. If this resonated with you, you're not just chasing wealth, you're building it. So here's your next step. Watch this next video. 7 levels of wealth. Which one are you really in? It'll help you spot exactly where you are now and what to do next to level up. Quietly, powerfully, and on your own terms. Because knowing the game is how you start winning it.